but the last thing is this grave marker, which is like it's a grave marker for my grandmother's tomb or grave or whatever, and this one was created because when somebody dies, I mean, I don't know these kind of things. It was just because it happened, and suddenly I got really into it. But when people die and you bury people, the soil have to settle before you can put the heavy granite tombstone on top of it. Otherwise, it would sink. And what my father did, he's a very devoted Catholic, which is also interesting because, I mean, the first Catholic president for the South in Vietnam was, of course, Catholic as a part of manifesting the westernization of South Vietnam. And he was immediately killed because the America, the CIA could see that, of course, this guy wouldn't, take commands from the States. So there was a coup against him, and he was killed, actually. And my father was really into this president, the first South Vietnamese president. And he was Confucianist before, but as a kind of secret or personal demonstration, he converted into Catholicism. And I mean, he's totally devoted Catholic today without any, memory of the political reason why he's a Catholic. That's just the background for it. But then when he saw my grandmother's grave and there was nothing on it, he couldn't stand, he couldn't cope with it. So he built this temporary grave marker, which is a crucifix. And it's a very common design from the wartime. And there was, of course, I don't know what to say about it. It's just a crazy thing that he did, which were, of course, thrown away by the cemetery when the real tombstone came, because nobody they've never seen it before. And they didn't know what to do with this thing, and it ended in this container. And it was actually on my 1 year Memorial Day of my grandmother. I think my whole family went there, and suddenly they saw like this wooden crucifix in the container, and they were like, grandmother's crucifix can't be in the container. But of course, the old are also like totally bourgeois and have like this kind of family and pretty small houses. They don't want, of course, this crucifix in the grave mark in their backyard. And they didn't know what to do with it. And suddenly my little sister came up with the idea that maybe I was interested in it. And I was, of course, shocked when I saw it first time. And it took me I had it out in the balcony for 7-8 months or something before I could personify this object and only see it as a imperialistic trace. And when I was able to do that, I started to exhibit it. So all this work deals with history and past and older people and sex and whatever. So, or not sex, or like homosexuality and whatever. So I wanted to do something that was also, more about the future and a bit more updated. So the starting point was this calendar from my sister that she made from packaged to or chartered holiday images of her and her kids traveling to Gambia on a package tour. And they're a bit crazy as well. I mean, it's just this picture of my little niece, like riding, playing with the kids in Gambia, and it's a very strange picture that I liked a lot, or it triggers some thoughts in me. So I used it in this vitrine where I put it together with our old sperm whale tooth. It's called a shrimp. It's a tradition that's appropriated from the Inuits by the settlers in New England. And this tradition peaked during the peak of the whaling, because in 1850s the whale industry in New England was really big, and there was a lot of whale tooth, and what they would do with, like, I mean, when they went out, and it could take years to chase these sperm whales, and what they would do in their spare time was that when they have the bones or tooth of these whales, they would carve different kind of things in it. Usually the ship that they were sailing. So I wanted to combine these objects because I really like this idea of the settlers, totally colonizing a place, erasing the indigenous people, appropriating their culture, and then they start to chase whales, and they carve these. I just thought it was a really crazy item, and I thought it was beautiful together, or interesting together with this calendar of my sister going on package tour to Gambia, with the history that she comes from. And then I wanted to put it together with these what do we call it, strollers, like this baby thing that you carry around, and together with of course a toy that looks like the same as the big one, like this idea of transporting values and how the next generation should be like, and the future and whatever.